Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Yeshua's house of prayer. I'm being told again, without being given no info, that I am restricted for an hour. Again, I'm not doing nothing wrong, but the Facebook, it continues. It continues to I don't know what kind of game it wants to play. Oh wow, this one wouldn't even take nobody in. But it says that I am once again, you know how it go. I'm restricted for an hour. So I don't know if you catching my live right now. And if you are, it is a blessing. And if you not, I'm praying for you because we have, as always, a great lesson. We always have a great lesson. You know, the Father has been so good to us that man, I had a scare, serious scare over the weekend on Tuesday morning. I'm gonna share with this briefly while I try to tag some people in. I had a scare. Went to use the bathroom on Tuesday morning, and there was nothing but blood coming out of my stool. So you can imagine a person that's been used to doing things. Yeah. I've been used to having things my way, eating what I want to eat, doing what I want to do. For this to come up, right? So just bear with me. I'm trying to not tell everything on here as I try to bring more folks in, because I want a lot of people to hear this testimony before I go any farther. So just bear with me. Again, this is the day that Yah has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. I am so thankful to be alive, still in the land of the living. The Father has truly blessed. I can't complain. I won't complain. I try not to complain because there are people who are worse off than I. Yeah, going through things, struggling, having issues and problems. And, sometimes we take for granted how good we really have it because we have it good. I don't know about y'all, but I do. The Father truly has blessed me to be in sound mind. Yeah, I have aches and pains in my bodies, don't get me wrong. I believe everybody do go through some point in their life where they have some issues and problems with what's going on with them. Being that I used to play a lot of basketball on that hardwood, jumping up and down. So I have aches and pains in my knee joints. Yeah, in my back. I have pain all over. And man, it is not fun waking up to pain. Yeah, pain remind you of who you really are. It would bring you sometimes to your knees and I don't care how big of a boy you is, it will bring a tear to your eye. It will, because I'm telling you something from experience, not something that I heard, but I have endured certain types of pain. And because of that, the Father he's been good to me. Okay. It's telling me I can't tag these people, so I will just go on wow, it don't want, it's okay. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with the book, why it's constantly restricting me for an hour to do my live videos. But nevertheless, this word is going to get out. It's going to get out. It's going to get out. As I was sharing, man, woke up Tuesday morning, had a scare. I mean, a real scare. Couldn't believe it that, wow, my body, what it was going through, found blood in my stool. And it happened more than one time, this blood. It was seen in my stool on a couple occasions. And I was so scared that, when I wiped myself down, wow, there it was. That was in the morning. So I decided to, lay back down because I was getting ready to have prayer. No, I was going to the gym. But once this happened, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe, I'm looking at what is it I ate, various, foods and meats that I ate over the weekend. Could that have triggered something, caused something, brought some kind of discomfort to my stomach? And let me take these off until I start reading. And I'm like, wow, I don't know. So at 8 something, I start prayer Monday through Friday, 9:15. At 8 something, I go to the bathroom again and do my thing. And this time the it's not red, it is purplish. And I'm like, whoa, okay. I know I ate some beets and one of my drinks, but my stew shouldn't come out looking like that. Then I know I didn't eat no liver. The only thing I ate was some, beef oxtails and some fish. And so I'm really trying to dial in on what's happening. So after prayer, I went to go lay down and say, you know what, since I ain't going to the gym, I'm just going to get this time to the Most High. So I went, laid down, and in the bed, I'm crying out to him, hey, Abba, I don't know what's going on, but, you see as well as me knowing, here it is, blood coming out of my stool every time I go to the bathroom. So I Googled it, and it said something about it could be cancerous or whatever. So I'm laying there, and, I'm so blessed and thankful that the Father has blessed my mind to where I didn't panic, I didn't get scared. I wasn't even upset, but I wouldn't let that thought enter into my heart. I didn't accept nothing major as a problem. I remained calm. So I didn't want to share this immediately with everybody. So I kind of kept it under the vest. But at 2 something, I went, had another movement, and it this time it was black. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Okay, Father, I got faith, but I need to just know what's going on so I can pray effectively. And I did. So I got up at 3 something and I pack a bag because I'm like, I don't know. They might want to keep a brother in the hospital. So I put, my slippers, I put my cologne in, my smell good, the toothbrush, toothpaste, my Vaseline so I could shine. I always like shining. Mama brought me up on that Vaseline, and here it is. Here go my proof. I keep my Vaseline. I gotta shine. And, so I go to the hospital with this bag, and I drove my power chair. I don't drive a car no more, but I rode my power chair. And I was in there, and I got in within an hour's time. I had been seen by the doctor, diagnosed, and within the next 20 minutes, I was kicked out at 5 o'clock. I went at 3:45, and it's a little after 5 o'clock that I've been released. And I'm like, wow. So they got me in and out, and he told me, all the blood tests he ran, the checking the rectum. He said there was no polyps that he's seen, didn't have no hemorrhoids, wasn't bleeding from the bottom, but because of the dark, whiteness of the blood, he says something up in the midsection in the stomach. And I thought about it, the different things that I eat, and I'm like, wow. Not only that, being a connoisseur of wine and alcohol for years. I'm talking about, man, when I was in that military, I was drinking that stuff like water. Yeah, so I began to say, well, maybe even that, he said, the doctor, even that could be a factor that, finally, your liver could be acting up or whatever, your kidney, one of them, I don't know. But, so when I went to the doctor, I, tagged in my family and let them know what was going on with me. And so, again, not panicking, but having faith and confidence that, whatever's going on with my body, it's going to happen. And I was listening to a comedian last night. He said, when you get older, you get a new stomach. He said, in life, you get 2, 3 new stomachs. And I'm like, what? And what he said makes sense. He was saying when he was younger, he could eat anything. As a teen, he was, super. And that's how I prided myself, being able to eat whatever I want. Used to drink Tabasco sauce by the bottle. Just hold it between this gap. Stick that bottle in your... Yeah, I know. Love jalapeno peppers. I love cayenne pepper. I even ate some habaneros and that other hot one. Yeah, just to prove I had a cast iron stomach. But the comedians say, yeah, then one day he ate something and he drank some hot chocolate behind him, and all of a sudden he had to rush to the bathroom. And I found myself not like that, but lately, certain things that I eat immediately, I gotta go right now. And it's all a part of the evolving as we grow older. We go through various stages, and this is just one of the ones that I now currently am going through. And on Tuesday, when I got home, tried to reach out to the doctors on Wednesday all day, no answer. And Thursday morning, panicking, not scared, panicking because I haven't heard from the doctors to get me in there to have an appointment to schedule a specialist. So I'm panicking like, hey, I gotta move. I'm not sitting back waiting. I'm calling. And finally Thursday morning, it's 8-something. And I get a hold, and this woman say, oh, we can get you in on the 25th of March. I'm like, what? No. I need to see him, like, immediately just for him to give me a referral. So I could, she said, oh, well, he has a 10:30 this morning. I'm like, oh, I'm in there. Where is he going to be at? And she said what street he would be on, and I went in there. Hadn't seen my doctor in over a year and a half, because I told y'all almost 2 years ago I quit taking medication. Stop. Because I was in Germany with my daughter them in 2022, and none of that medication worked. So last year when I was out there, still ain't popping no pills, and now, just the other day, since this new problem, yes, I did take whatever these are for whatever's going on with my stomach. I did. So I'm not going to be on them long. It's only just for a matter of time for me to, holler at the Most High. Because he give you wisdom. If they gave you medicine to help you, my faith is strong. Don't get me wrong. I have strong faith. But he also give you sense to know, go listen at this man who's a specialist in this area. I'm not. So I'm going to lean and listen, but at the same time, my prayer, my faith is still in him. So now I want to acknowledge each and every one of you, my siblings, my cousins, my daughter, all those who I have shared this with that had me on different prayer lines and in different prayer circles. I thank you, not from the bottom of my heart, but from the depths of my heart, because you were concerned about me as I'm always concerned about everybody. So with that being said, look here, I want to share just a bit of this song, and maybe it'll bless you like it's blessing me. Let's check it out. No, that ain't what I wanted to hear. We didn't want to hear no Father. See, I had it queued. Already, there you go. Hallelujah. Okay. That one went backwards. This is a song.
Do you ever stop and look back over your life?
Do you ever stop and look back over your life? And think about how good. Come on.
About how far he brought you and
How far he brought you. Yeah.
Have you ever been sick down on your bed and think about how God
Love you and miss you too, Nadine. My baby.
I'm sure
Somebody fell.
with me today when
Well.
I said, thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you. Cause.
The reason I want to thank you.
Why? Tell them.
You've been so good.
Hey, Lord, I know you've been so good. Hallelujah. You watched over me. Yes. Lord, I know you've been so good. Hey, hey. Lord, I know you've been so good. Anybody out there? Can you feel it? I know you've been good. Watched over me. Hey, Lord, I know you've been so good.
I don't mind saying, Jesus, I've been wrong
in my life.
Sometimes I even sin.
Yes, I have. Hey, guilty.
Lord, thank you for waking me this
morning.
Let me kneel down
And pray again. Hey,
I could have been
dead. I'm great. But you made us there. Made us be there. Hey, you good. Oh, yes. Hey, you've been good. Hey, you've been good. You've been good. Hey, you've been good. So good to me. Hallelujah, yeah. You spared my life. You spared my life. Been dead, sleeping in my grave. Oh, Lord. You spared. Hey, come on, say. You've been my mother, my father too. Yes, you have, God. You couldn't make it good. I can tell you.
That's why I got my hand
The master hand. Yeah. Wow. Cause you know why? You've been good. Yeah. You've been good. Yeah. You've been good. You've been good. You've been good. You've been good. Yeah. You've been good. You've been good. Hey. You've been good. You've been good. Hey. You've been good. Hey. You've been good. You've been good. Hey. You've been good. You've been good. Hey. You've been good. Hey, yeah. He been good. Has he been good to you? Because I'm telling you, he's been good to Brother Mike. Like I said, that was a scare that I had on Tuesday, and now I can share that the movement, it is normal now. Have a little diarrhea, but other than that, everything is on the up. You feel me? I'm so thankful to still be here. I am. In spite of everything that is going on in the earth, all these senseless murders and killings that are happening, I'm still glad to be in the land of the living. I am. For those of you that I have shared this with, we're still in the book of Jude, and I know we might not finish it today because I got a lot of reading that I want to get out today. We're still in the book of Jude. This is going to be Jude, part 11. This one is titled Hidden Rocks. Hidden Rocks. But before I get into the lesson, look, I told y'all you can order these books for free. You can order them for free. So next book that we will be dealing with is New Jerusalem and Prophecy. So I want you to order New Jerusalem and Prophecy, then the Book of Lamentations, and The Lion Has Roared. The number to call, 1-800-772-8577. That number again is 1-800-772-8577. The books to order for our next session, Jerusalem and Prophecy, the Book of Lamentations, and The Lion Has Roared. But Jerusalem and Prophecy is definitely going to be the next one. The other two, whenever the Most High. But I want you to have those. My Sister Kashan, ordered a book, and I believe it was something about the book of Jeremiah, and she read something in there that was interesting and pointed it out to me, and I told her, see, this is why, if you don't know the Bible, if you haven't read, if you haven't studied, I don't agree with everything that they write. And if you had your book, Jude, today, you're going to see there's some stuff that I had to scratch out. I told y'all, that's stuff I scratch out because I don't agree with what they say. Their viewpoint is different than what the Most High has given me. But I love their literature. You know how you say, eat the meat, but spit out the bones? This is what I'm telling you. But I have done the liberty of spitting out the bones for you. So today is Jude 11, Jude part 11, and the title is Hidden like you hide, Hidden Rocks. All right, let's get into it. There are spots in your feast of charity or love when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. That's found in Jude 12. So let's go to the book of Jude. Let's go to Jude and let's pick up and get some info on what is he saying right here. The book of Jude, verse number 12. It reads, "These are spots in your feast of charity when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. Clouds, they are without water, carried about of winds. Trees without fruit withereth. Without fruit, let me read that over. They are without water, carried about of winds. Trees whose fruit withereth, without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots." Wow, that's a mouthful. Twice dead, plucked up by the roots. You a tree whose fruit you ain't got none. Wow. It says, Vincent's World Study says this of the word mistranslated spots or blots. These men were no longer mere blots, but elements of danger and wreck. One source says it is a reference to reefs. Reef, like the reefs that's in the water. It says that's what it's reference to. A chain of rocks near the surface of the water. So most of us, me definitely, not a water dude. I rode in a few boats, and I remember when I was in Germany. Yeah, my daughter probably could attest to this. They used to have a paddle boat that you could go around the what they call it, the slopes. What is that? The English name. Where's the water around the castle? You could take the boat around the castle. And I remember me and a few girls that was from England with their son, we were in the boat. And I'm going to show y'all. Y'all know I don't swim. I don't get down, right? Man, somewhere in that sluice, we ran amok on some bottom, a rock. And the boat was stuck. And they looking at me like, ain't you going to jump out? No, 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 no. We'll sit here until somebody come rescue us, but Mike is not fit to get out into nobody's water, especially that I know ain't up under me. I mean, we just happen to run amok on top of a rock. I don't know how deep this water is, and I'm not fit to test it right now. So one of them, yeah, that's right, one of them got out the boat. They could swim. Wasn't a problem for them. Pushed the boat, and we kept on pedaling. But I'm just saying, this is what he's referring to, the people that have gone astray, the ones that was talking bad about the apostles, the disciples, and teaching things that they have no business teaching. He's saying that's what they are. They're like rocks that are in the water that you don't see as you navigating. And what happens? Your boat hits it. Oh, this is what he's saying. It is a chain of rocks near the surface of the water. The interpreter Bible readers rend it hidden rocks. Hidden rocks. You know, man, you got to watch them boat shows. Yeah, they be going out there, man. Now they got this sonar, and they got the technology that reads the rocks for you, right? But back then they didn't have that kind of equipment. Oh no. But they were skillful drivers of the boat, navigating through the areas. You know, once you begin coming close to the land, there's rocks all over the place. We can't see them. They're in the water. Yeah, and if you hit the right one, guess what? It's going to damage your whole boat. And if you was like me, can't swim, guess what? You was one of those that say, peace, I'm out of here, because you drowning. That's how dangerous this is. So he's liking these no good people, men and women, but mainly he's bringing up, you know, like last week, Cain, Korah, and Balaam. He was liking the men that was doing this unto them. So he say, this is how ships are wrecked. There's a lot of danger, and we have to be careful in our ship of faith. How could evil people in the church be hidden rocks? That's a question. How can people in the church be hidden rocks? How can evil people, are y'all here? How can evil people that are in the church be hidden rocks? Remember, the time setting is today during the Laodicean era. People crept into the church or ministry and became hidden rocks. Even Paul talked about faith becoming shipwrecked. So let's go to 1 Timothy 1:19. Paul talks about a few folk that he had to deliver to Satan because they were shipwreckers. They were shipwreckers. So let's go read Brother Paul's account on what he had to say and do toward these individuals that were shipwreckers. Let's see. That's 1 Timothy, 1st chapter, 19, verse number 19. He say, holding faith and a good conscience, which some have put away concerning faith, have made shipwreck. So what is it they did? Well, let me see what I broke down. I wrote some stuff. Bear with me. Let's get into this. He say, holding faith in a good conscience. And I said, why do a person need a good conscience? Well, let's see. A good conscience is a healthy conscience. It is one that is cleared of offenses toward God and cleared of offenses towards people. When you have a good conscience, you're cautious of definitely not having a thing against God, and you're definitely going to be careful of how you don't have an offense towards God's people. He say, it gives boldness and confidence in the believer's life. And it is the one thing that will keep us going during storms of persecution. You hear what that is? When you got a good conscience and you begin to be persecuted and people are running you down, talking about you and treating you bad because you got a good conscience and you know what it tell you, how to treat them, how you supposed to be careful, how you respond to them. Because you got a good conscience, it's able to help you navigate at this bad time of persecution in your life. He say, if our conscience isn't well, listen at this, if our conscience isn't well formed, we aren't well equipped to determine right from wrong. Man, if you don't have a good conscience, look, one thing about my mama growing up, she helped you get a good conscience. Oh, did you know that? Yeah, boy. Look, when you got out of line and you was doing stuff that she done already told you, forewarned you not to do, that belt and that rod of correction helped form that good conscience. Because why? You remember that butt whooping. Oh, you better have. If you didn't, guess what? You went did it again, and guess what happened, boy? Yeah, that's right. You got beat down with the smack down one more time, jabroni, as The Rock would say. Can you smell what your mama was cooking? Yeah, I did. That's what a good conscience. When you got a good conscience, oh wow, you make better decisions. You become well informed, well equipped to determine right from wrong. Should I steal this? Oh boy, did you get that beat down for? See, it's those people that ain't no discipline coming in their life. They're getting away. They think they're getting away with snatching your bag and stealing your cars. They don't have a good conscience. That's what he's trying to tell you. Because a person with a good conscience is well informed. They know right from wrong. Look at this. All of us have the personal responsibility to align our consciences with the truth. This is your God-given duty to align your conscience, this thing here, to align it with what? The truth. If you don't align your conscience with the truth, oh boy. When we are faced with the challenges of daily life, our conscience, it can guide us well. And when you have no conscience, when things go wrong, you're quick to point a finger. You're quick to make excuses or even twist the facts to suit your narrative. It's never your fault. The unwillingness or inability to take responsibility is more than immaturity or stubbornness. It's a telltale sign of someone who might not have a conscience. The name for a person without a conscience is called a sociopath. Definition: it's a lack of empathy towards others, impulsive behavior, attempts to control others with threats of aggression, using intelligence, charm, or charisma to manipulate others, not learning from mistakes or punishment, lying for personal gain. Look, just for me reading that right now, man, there's a dude that's in the news right now. He fits all of this. Every part of that, we just a straight sociopath. All he get on TV and he's running for one of the highest offices in the United States. Y'all know who I'm talking about. That's right, Donald Trump. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He has no conscience. And this is what the Bible is warning against. When you ain't got a conscience, you make excuses and you do things that you know you're lying. You have aggression toward others. You try to control others with threats of aggression. That's what he do. He tell you if you don't do what he say, he'll lock you up, or you become out of favor with whatever what's going on. Well, this is what was already going on in the Bible. If they was doing that way back then, here's proof. It's still happening right now in this Laodicea era, the lukewarm church era. The main people that's putting Trump in office, they're called Christians. That's why I let y'all know I am not a Christian. I am a follower. I am a believer in Yahuwah and his son, Yeshua. That's right. That's what I am. They were never called Christians. They were called Hamashakim. Like him, Hamashiachiums. That's what they was called. They lied when they put in that Bible they was first called Christians in Antioch. No, because his name was not Christ. He was called the Hamashiach. Yeah, the anointed one. That's what it says. So they wouldn't have been calling him no Christians. They was calling him Hamashakiums. Yeah, y'all need to do your research. Y'all need to pay attention to what's going on. I see you, Big Marcus. I'm posted up on Sam. Look, it is getting so devastating. Jude not only was warning them then, Jude is still warning us right now. The same way Paul warned Jude before it came to pass and it happened. Because here go proof. We just read it in 1 Timothy 1:19. Did not we read that? That he called them shipwreck? Well, let's go see. Those rocks can wreck spiritual ships and lives can be lost. Well, let's see what shipwreck is. Shipwreck, number 3489. It is a Greek word. It's pronounced now-agio. Now-agio, meaning stranded, to break, thrusting away a good conscience. Thrusting mean what? Throwing away, tearing away, pulling away a good conscience. Wow. If you ain't got a good conscience, then what you end up with? A bad conscience that makes bad decisions. You say, why do the translator refer to this claim of spiritual rocks as spots? It's because they have no concept of the eternal danger to God's spirit begotten people. Well, let's see what is spots. Spots is number 4694, Greek spelos. It is a rock or reef over which the sea dashes. It's a rock or reef in which the sea dashes. So this is the rock, and the sea hits over and goes over that rock, right? And that's what he's saying you are. Not you personally, but these people that have no conscience. He says spots, metaphorically, moral blemish. It's a moral blemish, a hidden location which can destroy a life. It is a subtle intaking of an impure source which can destroy a life. It is an impure source. An impure, not pure. So if it ain't pure, that means this is something that's contaminated. But it's a source. They mean getting their information from somewhere, but it's not good information, and they're sharing this. And to the unlearned, they're taking it in. Look, it is so easy to have our eternal glory wrecked. The Laodiceans are without fear. We must see the danger and have a deep fear of God. Satan is fully aware of the damage that can be done from within. Nothing is more important than guarding our spiritual treasure. These feasts of charity or love, these feasts of charity or love could be called feasts of the law. Why? Because God is love, and his law is a law of love. We must fear breaking God's law of love, and we must highly exalt the government that proclaims and protects that precious law. That's God's government. The United States has been involved in a war against terrorism. In the church, we must be concerned about spiritual terrorism, which is a much more serious threat. Jude says these spiritual terrorists are feeding themselves when they should be feeding God's people. And they are committing all these heinous acts without fear. They don't fear breaking God's law. They don't fear God. Again, I can liken that to Donald Trump. Everything that Donald Trump done. Look, he's able to get off with stuff, one, because he got money, and because he put out these threats, and he have done them, or he have had people to go out and do them. And because people fear retaliation of what he's going to do, they bow down. This is the same thing that's going on in the church, y'all. He say, clouds they are without water, carried about of winds, trees whose fruit withereth, without fruit twice dead, plucked up by the roots. This is Jude 12. He say the clouds block out the sun, the light, and the righteousness of God. They give no rain. Clark's commentary says the doctrine of God is compared to the rain. Let's go look at Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 32 and 2. Deuteronomy 32 and 2. I remember when I was researching and studying this, I went to Exodus and was reading. I'm like, that don't make sense. This don't have nothing to do with what we just read. And I realized that I was in the what? The wrong book. So when I read Deuteronomy 32 and 2, I said, oh, okay. It makes sense now. So it says, Deuteronomy 32, my doctrine shall drop as rain. Now this was the Most High talking. He say his doctrine, his teaching, his law shall drop as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew. Like, the dew in the morning. Dew in the morning, gently rain upon my heart. Yeah. Anyway, do y'all get that? He's telling you his word, his teaching, his doctrine is like rain. So if his word is, but these are clouds, are the instruments by which the rain is distilled upon the earth. In arid or parched countries, like in Africa, or in them desert areas, he said the very appearance of a cloud is delightful because it is a token of refreshing showers. But when sudden winds arise and disperse these clouds, the hope of the husbandman, or what? Well, another word for the husbandman is the caretaker, the person that keeps the grounds, the one who till the land and all that. They call him a husbandman because you're taking care of the property of the crops that need to be fed. So when you see the clouds, you're like, oh yeah, look here, we finna get some rain. Water finna come on down and do what it need to do for my plants, my trees, whatever I got going. My livestock can have water to drink, but mainly it's to air out my soil. But he said when the wind come and catch those clouds, it say, and it disperse the clouds, the hope of the husbandman and shepherd is cut off. These false teachers are represented as clouds. They have the form and office of a teacher of righteousness, and from such appearances, pure doctrine may be naturally expected, but these are clouds without water. They distill no refreshing showers because they have none. They are carried away and about by their passions as those light fleecy clouds are carried away by the winds. In other words, you're looking for this anointed word that's supposed to come to help you sustain, to help you go forward. But instead of getting that word, you get something totally different. You get no help. Yes, now you see why I skipped. Okay, Sister Kashan. She's following me in that book. I told y'all need to order this stuff. Read it for yourself. And as I read, you'll see. She says she see why I skipped. There's some stuff that I have skipped. But y'all don't know it because you don't have the book. And I told you, I go through it and I take out what I know don't pattern itself as what the Most High gave me. So look, again, they have no fleecy clouds or carried away by the winds. They don't have no real anointing. There's no sustainability in the truth that they feeding you with. So what are they feeding you? They feeding you a lie. And because they're feeding you a lie and your conscience is not a good conscience, you just made your conscience fruitful to lies. So what grows in lie? What kind of fruit grows from lie? Deceit, distrust, come on, hatred, variance, emulations, sedition, hearsays. All this are the fruit of lies. But when you have that good conscience, now your fruit is what? Oh, goodness, meekness, temperance, forbearance, love. Against such there is no law against. Yeah, it's a big difference. Let's go on. He say, regarding the trees whose fruit withered, Adam Clark writes, galled or diseased trees, according to Flavironius. A disease in trees which causes their fruit to wither. For although they are blossoms in the fruit shapes or is set, the galls in the trees prevent the proper circulation of the sap, and therefore the fruit never comes to perfection. The trees bear no fruit. Remember when Yeshua was hungry and he came up to a fig tree, and what did he do? He said, you had the appearance of a tree that gave fruit. You look like something that should have been ready for me to pick off and eat. Yeah. And because you don't have no fruit, then he had to, look, the fig tree bore no fruit, neither did they perform good works. The owner waited patiently 3 years, so does God wait for them. The fig tree, having become utterly useless, is cut down, so shall they, 3 years. If the fig tree, after felling for 2 years, bring forth no fruit, the third year, it never yields. So what they end up doing? Chopping that tree down. So here go the story with Jesus. In cursing the fig tree, he shows his justice on the sinners who bring forth not the expected fruits of grace. Wow, can you imagine that being you? Because you bring no fruit that is productive, then he calls you and say, I'm done with you. So in the King James, Matthew 21 in verse 19, and when he saw a fig tree in the way, he came to it and found nothing thereon, but leaves only. Remember, he just said, but it blossoms. He say, but leaves only, and said unto it, let no fruit grow on thee henceforth forever. And presently the fig tree withered away. And the disciples were so amazed at how quick, when he spoke it. Now remember, he's the living word. When he spoke his word, that thing, poof, bam, withered up. And you don't want the Most High to call you out as what? One of those fig trees that blossom, but ain't got no fruit. He say, he that don't have no fruit, you just like wood chopped up, and you ain't good for nothing but to be burned. You don't want to be that. And God warns that these people are twice dead, meaning they will suffer the second death. Not only will they die one time, but they're going to suffer the second death, and the second death, y'all know, the second death is eternal damnation by what? Fire. Hey, Sister Ruthie, I see you. Eternal damnation by fire. Twice dead, and plucked up. Okay? They'll be plucked up by the roots as if they never existed. This is the ultimate disaster. Jude gives us a stark warning in these verses. Will we heed? Christ yearns to protect his bride. The semicolon after verse 12 shows the thought is not complete. It continues in verse 13. You are raging waves of the sea, foaming out their own shame, wandering stars, to whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. The Laodiceans had everything, but then were conquered by this evil spirit. Since they spun out of spiritual orbit, they will never shine like the stars forever in Daniel 12:3. Let's go read Daniel 12:3. He's talking about the angels. He named them, Jude called them wandering stars. Go back and read the lesson from last week. He called them wandering stars. This is their biblical name, wandering stars. So we want Daniel, I think I said 12, right? Yeah. No. Yeah, Daniel 12:3. It says, and they that be wise shall shine in the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars are forever and ever. Turn many to righteousness as the stars. So he's saying as the stars in heaven, but he's referring to is the celestial, the angels. Look, it say they'll miss out on the glorious reward awaiting us. This is the real tragedy. We must not be enticed by the wandering stars that have led the Laodiceans away from God. Remember, again, the wandering stars, let's go read it, in the book of Jude. We got to go back to it. I think Jude 13 and verse number 6 hits on that point. But let's go see. Jude, verse 13. Being waves of the sea, foaming out their own shame, wandering stars, to whom it is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. Now let's go see verse number 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved, watch this, in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of that great day. So he's telling you that these wandering stars are the angels who left their first habitat, and came down here and committed atrocities against the children of God and in the race of the humans, and commingled and taught them things that goes on only in the heavenlies. And these people went after them. They went after the enchantment. They became soothsayers. They became witches. They became warlocks. Yeah. All that's in the Bible. But again, it was taken out of the book of Enoch and out of the book of Jubilees for a reason. They don't want you to know the truth. But Yeshua, Jesus said, you shall know the truth. And what was the truth going to do? Somebody talk to me. Oh, I know you can't hear me, but you can answer. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall tell your neighbor. He say, they'll miss out on the glorious reward awaiting us. This is the real tragedy. We must not be enticed by the wandering stars that have led the Laodiceans from God. Verse 13, like verse 6, is about the wandering stars. Satan and the demons. They are behind the Laodiceans' rebellion. Anybody that's rebelling against the Most High, you are influenced. You are enticed. You have been given to the satanic spirit of Lucifer. They call you a Luciferian, devil worshiper. He say these evil beings are out of spiritual orbit, no longer fulfilling their purpose of being created like demons. The Laodiceans no longer give light to the world through God's work. They are being led into the blackest gloom by the devil. We're on page 30. It says, the novelist Fyodor Dostoevsky, he wrote about the effect of radical ideas on the psyche. He virtually prophesied the communist movement. For those of you that don't know nothing about communism, it's mind-blowing. That's how Russia is being ran through communism. China is being ran through communism. Japan through communism. You have also Trump calling Rocket Man. Korea, North Korea is being ran by communism. He says he could see it coming because of their violent political ideas in his time. And guess what? That's where Trump, when he wins, that's where he's trying to take us. Oh yeah, he's trying to become a dictator. Just in case y'all don't know, yeah. That's why he's Putin's puppet. He's friends with Putin. Yeah, he ain't trying to stop Putin from doing nothing. He the main one that's rooting for Putin. Y'all don't remember he said Putin was smarter than Obama. I'm like, dude, you know you tripping. Yeah, he was smarter than Obama. That dude hold degrees, man, in law, unmatched or unequaled by so many, it is pathetic. He is the highest at this time, currently. Only other person was higher than him was EWD. What? WEB. I'm sorry. WEB Du Bois. WEB Du Bois. Yeah. Obama replaced him academically. Come on, that boy got, when it comes to that law. Jude is warning us to avoid radical and explosive ideas that destroy our stable and joyful spiritual lives. And you know what? Let me see, we got how many more pages? Okay. Enoch the prophet. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints. The verse ties in with Deuteronomy 33, 1 and 2, which speak of 10,000 saints coming from Mount Paran, located in Petra, Jordan. It is a prophecy about Christ, personally bringing his people back from a place of safety in the end time. This too shows the time frame of Jude's message. And this is the blessing wherewith Moses, the man of God, blessed the children of Israel before his death. And he said, the Lord came from Sinai, rose up from Seir, and unto them he shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000 of saints from his right hand with a fiery law for them. Deuteronomy 33, 1 and 2. All right, let's go read that. We just read 33 and 2, but we want 33, 1 and 2. Deuteronomy. No, we read 32. This is Deuteronomy 33, 1 and 2. And this is the blessing wherewith Moses, the man of God, blessed the children of Israel before his death. And he said, the Lord came from Sinai, rose up from Seir unto them. He shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000s of saints. From his right hand went a fiery law for them. So, look, if you know anything about the Bible, Enoch comes before Moses. Enoch quotes the Most High as coming with 10,000s of his saints. Now here, Moses is saying he came with 10,000, and now Jude is picking up on the other end of this prophecy. Also, he coming again with 10,000. Oh, wow. Is that a little too deep for y'all? I get it. Look, the expression 10,000s is from the Hebrew word rabba, baba. 12 out of 15 times in the Old Testament. It's written 12 to 15 times in the Old Testament. It means 10,000. A reference for one other time also says 10,000. The word can also mean a myriad or a large but indefinite number, but that couldn't describe the little flock of God, nor even all of the first fruit. This is specifically discussing 10,000 saints that Christ brings from Paran. So the most accurate figure we could use is 10,000. However, since this Hebrew expression is translated different for 3 out of the 15 times that it appears in the Old Testament, we should not say it is a precise figure. It is a ballpark figure, as we say in the vernacular, but we shouldn't be alarmed if the actual number is a little more or less. Also, the number may be exactly 10,000. Those called by God today are being invited to be one of the 10,000 saints. If among them very soon you should be born as a son of God, helping Christ to put down the rebellion on earth, what an honor. The verb in that sentence, the Lord comes with 10,000 of his saints, literally reads, he came. God sees this as having already happened. I agree with that. This is the kind of vision you and I need. This is how we keep ourselves positive and inspired. Now, for those of you that don't have a book, I am skipping down several verses because I don't agree with what is being said, especially when he says from the seventh. Enoch is the seventh from Adam. Well, that's what the Bible says. And I went back and I prayed and I looked at it. Now, watch. The seventh from Adam. Adam is number one. Then comes Seth. He's the second born. Enos is the third. Kenan is the fourth. Mahalalel is fifth. Jared is sixth. Enoch is seventh. So from Adam 1 to Enoch, Enoch is 7. So when you count them, Adam, Seth, Enos, Kenan, Mahalalel, that's 5. You got 2 more to go. Jared, and then come Enoch. They were saying that it's only 6. From Adam to Enoch is 6. And if you count that, from Adam to Jared would be 6. Because they're not counting Jared himself. But you have to count him. Just like from Adam to Enoch. They're giving you a reference. You got to start at Adam and you got to count Enoch. That makes 7. So that's why I scratched out a whole lot of in between on this page, number 31. I skipped all the way down to the last 2 sentences. It says, Jude says that Enoch prophesied of these, speaking of the evil men in the previous verses. One commentary explains Enoch prophesied primarily of the coming flood and the end of the known world. So he did both. Skipping all the way down to the bottom. It says Enoch prophesied about the end of Noah's world, but no buts. He just prophesied about the end of the world. I didn't scratch that butt out. But here's the problem. Most people didn't listen, as they don't listen today, but still the warning is proclaimed. Genesis 6:5 says that at the time of the flood, God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Their minds were totally depraved. By comparison, Daniel 8:23 shows that we are now in the time when the transgressors are come to the full. They are filled to the full within sin and evil. This is the world we live in today, and it is going to come to a fiery end. But again, for you, my brothers and sisters, here go a problem. Now, they wrote in this book about Genesis 6 and 5. And I would be remiss not to do this. So I'm going to go to Genesis 6:5. Again, watch what it says. And God saw the wickedness of men was great in the earth, that every imagination of thoughts of his heart was only evil continued. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. Now, in the book of Enoch, for those of you that don't have that book, wow, this is the phone that don't have it. And I don't have, oh wow. I don't know how I got this Bible, that this one don't have the book of Enoch in it. Where's my purple phone? I don't see. Oh, you know what? No, I can't do that because I'm taping on here. Let me see. Maybe this one is open. Yeah. Hallelujah. Bear with me. Give me a second. Man, y'all know I come prepared. But this new phone I got, it do not have the Bible app. Man, what's going on? And I know I ain't done took it out of here. Oh, there it go. I'm like, where's my Bible app? Bear with me. Bear with me, please. Bear with your brother. All right. There we go. See, this Bible app happens to have, there it go. Enoch, Jasher, and Jubilee. It has all the other, so y'all ain't never recognize them names. Tobit and letters of Jeremiah, Susanna, Bel and the Dragon. Yeah, see, these have the books that are taken. That's the color green. And at the bottom, whatever color that is, Enoch, Jubilees, and Jasher. Now, again, they're all in green. The ones that are from the Apocrypha. These are the Apocrypha books that are taken out of the Bible. Now watch, let's go see. Look what Enoch 8, I believe. Enoch 8. No. Let's go 9. Enoch 9. Nope. Okay, Enoch 10. They have so many, I'm trying to find that reserve, I don't know what just to do. Okay. So I gotta go 7. Enoch 7. I gotta go Enoch 7 there. Okay. Okay, Enoch 7, it says, it happened after the sons of men had multiplied in those days that the daughters were born of them, elegant and beautiful, and when the angels, the sons of heaven, beheld them, they became enamored of them, saying to each other, come, let us select for ourselves wives from the prodigy of men, and let us beget children. And this is where it begins to get bad on the earth for the inhabitants of the earth, because these angels saw them, and it says, and men being destroyed cried out, their voice reached heaven. That's Enoch 8 and 9. In the book of Enoch, the 9th chapter, let me see. He says, then Michael and Gabriel, Raphael, Suriel, Uriel looked down from heaven and saw the quantity of blood which was shed on earth, and the iniquity which was done upon it, said one to another, it is the voice of their cries. The earth, deprived of her children, has cried even to the gate of heaven. And now to you, O ye holy ones of heaven, the souls of men complain, saying, obtain justice for us with one, the Most High. Then they said to their Lord, the King, thou art the Lord of lords, God of gods, King of kings. The throne of thy glory is forever and forever is thy name sanctified and glorified. Thou art blessed and glorified. He say, thou knowest these things, and what has been done by them, yet thou doest not speak to us. What on account of these things ought we to do to them? Enoch 10. And here it goes. The Most High, the great and holy one, spoke, sent a Nasalar to the son of Lamech, saying, say to him in name, conceal thyself. Then explain to him the consummation which is about to take place, for all the earth shall perish, the waters of a deluge shall come over the whole earth, all the things which are in it shall be destroyed. And now teach him how they may escape, how his seed may remain in all the earth. Again the Lord said to Raphael, bind Azazel, hand and foot, cast him into darkness, and opening the desert, which is Daduel, cast him in there. Throw upon him hurled and pointed stones, covering him with darkness. There shall he remain forever. Cover his face, that he might not see the light. And in the great day of judgment, let him be cast out of the fire. Restore the earth, which the angels have corrupted, and announce life to it, that I may revive it. All the sons of men shall not perish in consequence of every secret, by which the watchers have destroyed, in which they have taught their offspring. All the earth has been corrupted by the effects of the teaching of Azazel. To him therefore ascribe the whole crime. To Gabriel also the Lord said, go to the biters, to the reprobates, to the children of fornication, and destroy the children of fornication, the offspring of the watchers, from among men. Bring them forth, and excite them one against another. Let them perish by mutual slaughter, for length of days shall not be theirs. They shall all entreat thee, but their fathers shall obtain their wishes, respecting them, for they shall hope for eternal life, and that they may live each them 500 years. So Mahalalel begot Jared, Jared begot Enoch, Enoch begat Lamech, Lamech begot Noah. Y'all see where it's going? And that's why they took Enoch out of the Bible, because he gives you a better illustration. Then when you go to Jubilees, the 7th chapter, look what it says. Jubilees 7. No, I want Jubilees 5. I'm sorry. Forgive me, y'all. Jubilee 5. And it came to pass, when the children of men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the angel of God saw them on a certain year of the Jubilee, that they were beautiful to look upon, and they took themselves wives of all whom they chose. All whom they chose. And they bare unto them sons, and they were giants. And again, there's people that don't believe this, that don't teach this, but you're reading it for yourself. This is why books were taken out of the Bible, because it bear witness to what you read in Genesis, the 6th chapter. You read verse 1 through 7. You go back and read Enoch, the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th chapter, and then you have Jubilees, the 7th chapter. Wow. So in Daniel, you say their minds were totally depraved. So we went to Daniel 8 and 23. So let's go see what Daniel 8 and 23 is talking about. We got to go back to Daniel, the book of Daniel. 8 and verse number 23. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding, dark sentences shall stand up. So he's telling you this is when Yeshua, again, this is the prophecy of Enoch. Enoch is prophesying. Brother Moses picked it up and he wrote it in the book of Deuteronomy. Now Jude, who's at the end of the book, he's writing the same thing that Jude is prophesying. And y'all wouldn't want to read the book of Enoch? This man that walked off the face of the earth, translated before the Most High, before his translation had this testimony, he pleased the Most High. His son is the oldest man in the Bible. Methuselah. Come on, y'all. Look. It says, they are filled to the full with sin and evil. This is the world we live in today. And it is going to come to a fiery end, to execute judgment upon all that is what the flood did. And that is what will happen in this end time. And to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him, Jesus Christ. This is still talking specifically about the Antichrist. They have hard speeches against Christ, those that are against him, Antichrist, and they will be punished for that. At the end of the seventh era, God will execute judgment upon all the whole world. Noah and his family were saved by the flood. God's end time very elect, his family, will be saved from the nuclear tribulation. We are now entering into the hundreds of prophecies about the worst time of suffering ever on the earth. This is the focus of Jude's prophecy, which would be revealed to an end time type of Enoch, the seventh from Adam. Enoch prophesied about the days leading up to Noah's flood. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. That's Matthew 24:37 through 39. God warned the evil world of the end in Noah's day. And he shall do the same at the end of man's rule on this earth. The people in Noah's time refused to heed God's message and were caught unaware. I ain't going to say they was caught unaware. I don't agree with that. They wasn't caught unaware. They were warned what was going to happen. They chose to continue to do what they was doing. So being caught unaware, I can't agree with that. But as a rat being caught in a trap, okay, so shall it be when Christ returned. Both worlds had to come to an end because the minds of the people were evil continually. America's president has said that we are good people, but God disagrees. We are the most sinful, lawless people ever. The people of our nations are ungodly with ungodly deeds that have been ungodly committed by ungodly sinners. God is about to execute judgment upon all and then use the first fruits to rule all, the whole world. These rebels have insatiable lust and despise God. Some of them some of them belong to God's own lukewarm church. We will rest there. The next, if the Most High spare, it's measure the moments. Look, I don't know how clearer we can warn folks, but Jude warned, Paul warned, Peter warned, Yeshua, he warned us. The Most High, Yahuwah, God himself, he has warned us. He has sent countless numbers of his prophets, of his saints, of his people, those that represent him. He has sent them into the highways and hedges. It's okay to have a few dollars. Nothing wrong with having coins. It's okay to own property. But when your name is called on that day, you have to answer. When your number is pulled, you have to respond. Now, you can be like some of the other people in the Bible. When it was their time to go, they cried to the Most High. He heard them. But one of them, after walking with the Most High, when he was granted more time, the Bible say he no longer walked with the Most High. So if my time is going to be prolonged only for me to end up doing evil, I don't want it prolonged. But if it's prolonged to keep on continually living for him, sharing his message, giving out the warning, he say warning come before destruction, I'm warning y'all. This is the time that we are living in. Yeah, none of that will matter when our name is called. You're right. But here is the time in which we living in right now. He said, they will say in that day, good is evil and evil is good. Now, I'm not trying to make a distinction between the two parties that we are dealing with, Republicans and Democrats. Because you got some crooks that are in Democrats as well as in the Republican Party. You got some good that is in both parties. But the one is outweighing the other. Man, if y'all don't see the direction that America is going in, then your prayer ought to be, Abba, open up my eyes of understanding. Cause me to hear your voice and to know your name. Anything that you see, you find that you know is in me, give me the strength to lay aside every weight in that sin that does so easily beset me. Create in me a clean heart, O Yah, by renewing the right spirit. And the right spirit is going to lead you to a good conscience. And you need a good conscience to walk with the Most High. He said, if your conscience don't condemn you, something's wrong. So with that, the kind and gracious Father, Abba Yah, we come before your throne humbly but yet boldly, that we might obtain mercy to find grace and help in our time of need. If there ever was a time we needed you, Abba Yah, that time is right now. We thank you for all those that tuned in, for all those that are listening, for all those that not only will become hearer, but a doer of this word, that they will go out and warn others of the death and destruction that is so soon to come, that they might change the direction in which they walk and talk, that they will seek you with that they will seek you with their whole heart, that they will acknowledge all their faults and their sins, that they will repent, being Yahweh, godly sorrow of the things that they do, and that upon them confessing, you will save them, baptizing them in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, for the remission of their sins. Abba Yah, this is the prayer we ask upon your people. As we get ready to depart off of this line, let us not depart from your presence, but that you, Abba, bring us back together again at your appointed time. You have appointed unto us another day. With that, be blessed, stay safe, stand the race continually, seek his face, enjoy the rest of your day. Peace and blessings. Shabbat Shalom.